I pressed the button.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Stewart.
Welcome back. We're back. I don't know if you noticed, but we had a hiatus, but it's all cool because we're back now, bigger, badder, better than ever.
Although we
Right?
say that, we've never missed a Saturday in 4 years, so we had a hiatus, but present time us didn't. You still
True.
got to watch and enjoy. And I think everyone loved the Miranda class with some sexy new us saying things in a really sleek way. So go check it out. It's a really good Trekyards, as
Yes,
it
yes.
should be.
Yes. So, guys, sorry that we needed a break, but we did. So, we're back. But anyway, today, yes, we're going to be talking about the Orville, specifically episodes, whatever, 11 and 12. That's it from season 2. And then tomorrow we're going to cover the last two, which, even though they're not a two-parter, they're kind of a two-parter.
Yes, and I actually waited until it was a two-parter, so I actually watched both back to back, and it I think works better as a two-parter.
Yeah, I did really think of them as a two-parter though when I watched them, because it wasn't really to be continued kind of thing. It was kind of like, oh, well, that'd be interesting to see how that plays out. It wasn't like I don't know, it was weird. um, but let's see, we got 28 people here, so welcome everyone. Yeah, we're hoping you guys are excited for more Orville reviews, because we are. I mean,
Yes, it's one of those things that we wanted to do, but then we did our first episode, and so few of you actually joined in, and that these things can't go unless that happens. We then didn't do the next couple, but then we had lots of audience feedback. They said they wanted it, so we did like 4 in a row. Amazing, you guys turned up and had a wonderful experience. Then we did Identity Part 1 and Part 2. Again, amazing experience. Then we did the next episode. Wasn't quite as positive. Not when people joined in, and also we can't do this unless we get the support. So we're hoping, cross our fingers, that a couple hundred of you will join in to look at these 2 episodes before the season finale next week. And as you know, we vamp for a little bit as numbers start to come in. And if there's not many of you, then we'll go short. If there's lots of you, we'll go long or normal.
what do you mean season finale next week? Am I missing something?
Well, 13 and 14 are the season finale. See, remember in England, it's season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. So it's the season 2 finale.
Yes.
Those 2 episodes are. I think it was like 1 episode just in halves. So
I know, but we're doing that tomorrow, not next week.
Well,
right?
I meant tomorrow.
You said next. You said next week.
Tomorrow.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I meant tomorrow.
Anyway.
Okay, well, I'm gonna vamp. Vamp it down.
You're gonna vamp?
You're gonna vamp it down. I'm gonna share.
Yeah.
It's going great so far. Talk to you in a minute.
Right. If I can pull up the goddamn chat. Anyway, yeah, my computer's. There it is. There we go. Doing that. Good. All right. Sorry, guys. There we go. Back. Michael Smith puts in $2. Welcome back, guys. Miranda review was excellent. Well, thank you very much. We love that one. It was like our 3rd episode that we did on Trekyards, and it was good to go back and revisit it. And some really great new stuff in there from Samuel, and we kind of streamlined it a little bit. We're going to be doing that with some of the older ones. There's actually a few that we're going to be actually rewriting. Coming up sometime soon is probably going to be the Federation class Dreadnought. That's one I've wanted to revisit since we did it originally. It wasn't quite as good as I thought the first time around. It could have been better, and we're going to make it better for the next one. So say we all. Right? So now 40 people are here. That's good. Try to get those numbers up. Hopefully. Everybody click like at least. That'll be helpful. And by all means, if you can super chat, please do. Just guarantees that your question or comment is read and it doesn't get missed in the chat. And I feel like I'm rusty. Like I haven't been doing lives. It feels like there's just that little bit of rust we got to like flake off. You know? I don't know if that's just me or I just feel kind of rusty. Hope you are. What? Oh, I am well, thanks. See, you guys are chatting with each other in the chat, which is awesome. But yeah, I've really enjoyed season 2 of Orville. It kind of went off to odd start. The first couple episodes were a little for me, but it definitely picked up the pace, and these last four were interesting. And it's going to be fun to talk about them and hear Samuel's thoughts on them, because it's always great to kind of get the reactions from my co-host there, my buddy, my pal,
And it's
my
funny,
amigo, my commander.
we actively don't talk about these things to save them for the show.
Yeah.
But let's do the brief summary then. So episode 11 was basically the love story across time. And what was episode 12?
I don't know. What was episode 12?
Well, look in the picture, Stuart, and remind yourself.
I'll get there when we get there. I thought we were going to do them in order.
No, I just thought you could briefly summarize and then
Well, if I remembered, sure. This is the one with Tony Todd with the female Mocklins, yes.
female rebellion sort of thing.
Yeah, I kind of had forgotten about that one, to be honest, but it was good. It was good. So we'll get there. That'll be second on the agenda. I don't know why he made me talk about it now. But anyway.
Summarizing both.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with this one then.
Right. All right.
Do you want to do generalities or actually go scene by scene?
Maybe scene by scene, I think. Best. What do you guys think?
Well, I love this intro. I think this intro is just like perfect Orville. It's stuff, it's meta commentary, it's characters being themselves, it's great guest star that is a Trek reference, it's lead in, it's jokes, it's cute. I mean, it's just perfect in terms of what, you couldn't do any other show,
Yeah, and of course you got the appearance of Tim Russ here, which is great. Another Star Trek alumni joining the Orville cast, and I gotta say, this is a pretty well done time capsule because everything is very much pristine condition.
Yes.
Nothing seems aged at all, actually, which is kind of an odd choice, to say the least.
And it's nice to see what is sort of canon in this universe. Coke is definitely canon, and Adele's definitely canon, and 50 Shades. Now, 50 Shades, the book is canon. Does that mean the movie's canon? And then you start going through the whole thing.
Are canon,
and not
everybody they worked with is canon, and yes.
Because not to go too far into our later on in the week, we're going to talk about the Avengers movies.
Yes.
They mentioned 2 films in Endgame whose cast are actually in the film playing roles. And so if the film is canon in the Avengers universe, then they look the same as the actors who play the role. So they had interesting little meta jokes without sort of realizing it.
Yeah. And Ian Warren puts in £5. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
Hey guys, welcome back. I can't stick around at the moment, getting ready for a return to work tomorrow. I might try and support the chat later. Well, that's fine, Ian. You do fantastic work when you're here moderating,
Yes.
so thank you very much for the super chat. And if you can come back, cool. If not, that's also cool. We'll see you sometime in the future.
And I just noticed in the
Sure.
and that's definitely relevant to the episodes. Because this is Fox. If you own the product, you can put whatever you want in there. So there's an X-Men T-shirt, which is awesome, and there's a Xbox 360 version of Minecraft. So, and I never noticed that because it's the farthest thing away. But Minecraft, really?
I didn't have a chance to really look at things too in depth here, but
And these aren't
pizza flyer.
And these aren't actually the X-Men. These are like drawn X-Men. So if it was like a specific version, then again they would be canon. And what if they ever use cast, but actually like fictional drawn versions?
Well, they look like the fan sets. The fan sets pins. That's exactly what it looks like.
It's a great selection of things.
Yeah.
And just a really fun intro. I mean, you have no idea what's coming up. Although I saw the trailer, and the way the trailer implied, it was that like what's the pilot's name?
Gordon,
yeah. Like he was been taken in by some sort of hologrammatical witch sort of thing is the vibe that I got from the trailer. But it wasn't that, so I was expecting some sort of weird horror-y thing. And nope, the opposite of that.
Wow. I didn't see the trailer, so
yeah.
This video live because it says no playback ID. Yes, this is live.
Hello.
So hi Dan23. You said hi ? So anyway, yeah, it was cool. Tim Russ is the historian here, and man, what comes up later about the what did he call it? I didn't write it down.
Which real life thing?
Abbreviation for her cell phone provider.
Yeah, it's been a week since I've watched it. It was funny.
Yeah, it's been.
There was a lot of good jokes, and a lot of good meta, like I say, meta knowledge. And obviously we have the cigarettes, which is the other big plot. Super simple, super effective as a plot, and I don't know if you noticed, but you must have. Bortus is pretty much like the secondary main character of the show in terms of stories.
Yeah.
Bortus has got like 4 episodes that have major plots with him in this season, and Lamar had half of one.
Yeah, Lamar has been really kind of. Yeah, very much so pushed to the side.
Like Clyden has like 10 times more lines than Lamar.
Yeah, it's quite a disservice to the character. I really liked Lamar, but who knows? Season 3 if they ever get renewed for that. Actually, it's interesting because during our panel, the panel at Denver Starfest,
which most don't even know about, so you can tell us about that briefly, because we released a video that we didn't even call out was for that panel. So give us a quick, what was that?
Yeah. And the video was, of course, about Orville versus Discovery, kind of a different approach to storytelling and sci-fi. It was received really well. The presentation went really great. It was standing room only in the room, and a few technical issues with sound at the beginning, but then one of the volunteers came in and fixed that, and then it was great. We had great questions, and it was just really a good interaction with the fans. So thank you anybody that attended that at Starfest. Now, the thing is, Scott Grimes, who plays Gordon, was supposed to be at Starfest and canceled. And in fact, Bortus came in his place. So there was cancellations and stuff. And somebody asked whether I had heard if it had been renewed for season 3. And actually somebody else that was in the audience piped up and said, I know something about that. I study statistics and all that. And he said it's very likely that it is renewed, just because the reason Scott Grimes wasn't there is because he was at a table read, which could have been Seth MacFarlane calling him back for table read for season 3. So there's rumors that it might be renewed, but don't take our word on that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And that's
because they were heavily promoting screen reads last year. My hope is that they, and this is a little bit off topic or on topic, is that specifically they, because Fox was bought by Disney and they don't have the same goals as the original Fox or as what the Orville is. But my guess is that Seth being such a strong character, and while the numbers aren't that brilliant Orville show wise, if you have all the sets, that's the majority of the costing done. That's several million done. The cast already there, they'd all do it more. My guess is that they're trying to work out a multiple season deal so that they can actually they have a less budget overall per season, but by doing multiple seasons of budget, they can actually plan ahead. And do they need a villain ship? Okay, well, he's going to be in 6 episodes. Okay, great, we now can move the budget. And I heard that Seth's working on like 6 other things, so he hasn't got time right now.
Yeah.
But my guess is it'll get a 2 or 3 season renewal, but like on a lesser scale, but it'll equal out.
Yeah, and apparently the statistics for viewership had gone up in the last few episodes, so that was good to know as well. It should be noted too, we got a PayPal donation of £5 from Lee Morrison with no question or comment, but thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated.
Very much.
But yeah, so where are we here? All right, so they find a bunch of really cool stuff and a cell phone, and Apple to be specific.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I love how they go from, oh, it's dead, we can't recharge it. Bloop, 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 bloop. I charged it.
Yeah.
Lamar is so low key, but he is damn smart. That's always the subtext. Like, he can do pretty much anything if he wants to. Just low key.
Yeah. Captain Kirkton's. Oh, we kind of missed the cigarette thing. There's some packed cigarettes in there as well, which Bortus was. He loved the aroma of the cigarettes, which leads to something funny. Anyway, so yeah, the phone gets charged, and I've always wondered that myself. With these modern technology, if it ever gets found in the future, how easy it would be for them to adapt to it. Considering that our computers can't play computer games from 20 years ago, which really pisses me off. Without emulators, it's like really, more modern technology should be able to easily take care of things. But
sure, yeah.
Why don't you agree?
It's really complicated. It's not that straightforward. Sorry.
Well, it should be.
I
It's
know.
like all systems should be backwards compatible for like PlayStation and stuff as well.
But the thing
I'm
is,
sure
like
sure you're
Windows
using different
XP,
processors and stuff,
but
but
Windows XP is built completely differently to 10. I mean, they're complete. Every bit of code, except the most basic stuff, is different, and so
that's
therefore,
not my problem.
well,
If you made a
exactly.
game that I could used to be able to play in 256 colors, now my computer has 16 million colors, but for some reason can't play a 256 color game. What the actual F?
It's
I'm sure
because
those 256 colors are included in those 16
yes,
million.
but the game can't understand all the new colors. Like you're
But
giving
then,
it more than it can understand. That's why you have to section off part of the system thinking process to emulate, because then it limits what the thing can do. That's why if you just put an old game with a newer system, it doesn't suddenly get like 1,000 FPS, because there's limits in the engine, limits in all the things and all the things.
no, the computer should just read it, the install thing. Oh, this is an older game. I'm going to modify myself to play
That would be
this.
great. That would be in the future. And I got to pop out for a quick second, Stuart. But let me get you on
Yes.
a useful image, so you can talk
Yes.
about the next bit. I will back in a sec.
Yes. I don't know which image he paused on because it's delayed for me because anyway. Doesn't work like that with DOS and to Windows with some things. Why would it 150 years? Well, I think it should. It's just stupid that I can't play my old games on my new computer. But hey, you know what? That's just me. I played me some Wing Commander on my old 4.77 megahertz and liked it. Code language issues, that's why emulators are popular. I get that, but a computer should be smart enough to realize, oh, this is an older program. I'm going to modify myself accordingly while it's being played. I don't know. But, so yeah, that's not a very useful image, Samuel, but it should be fine. Yeah, I myself own a iPhone, so I know a lot of people are complaining at me because it's not a Android, but whatever. So it was cool seeing the iPhone reference there. I agree it should, but it won't. I know. Well, see, the new PlayStation 5 is going to be backwards compatible, apparently, to play PlayStation 4 games, which they should have done that all along. I've got one of the older PlayStation 3s, big ones, the Fat Boy, whatever they called it, because it could play some of the PlayStation 2 games. That's how things should be. If it's a PlayStation game, any PlayStation should be able to play it. But anyway, we're getting off track here. So yeah, the phone gets charged, and well, he finds some videos of this lady, and she's talking to the people in the future, which is kind of a cool idea. I've often thought that with my phone. If something happened tomorrow, kind of like a Pompeii type deal, and 5,000 years in the future, somebody finds my phone, what would they think of my text messaging or my history? It'd be quite interesting. So I could never get Star Trek Bridge Commander to come on, only the first cutscene. Yeah, see, stuff like that is irritating. They're remaking the Intellivision and selling it with Earthworm Jim. That is cool. Thank God I can still play Pong. Yes. I played the first Masters of Orion, got my butt kicked. My empire was reduced to a line of planets. Wow. Yeah, I can't remember the abbreviation that Tuvok or Tim Russ uses. He's totally off base with it. It wasn't ISP. And I didn't take notes. I watched this one a while ago. So anyway, one thing I hate about Android smartphones is when I swipe, screen comes on and won't swipe, and you have to hold down two buttons and turn it off and on again. technology's not perfect, unfortunately. I do wish it was. Hey guys, like I said, sorry, I feel like I'm rusty, like I'm not interacting with you guys enough. I've had a week off, and there's been a lot going on, and but we're gonna have 4 lives this week. Today, of course, is episodes 11 and 12. Tomorrow's 13 and 14, so the season finale, and then on Thursday we're doing Infinity War, and then Friday we're gonna talk about Endgame. So kind of a weird, mixed up week this week, but some cool stuff coming up.
Hello.
Oh yeah, that's the abbreviation. What? WTF?
Yes.
And he thought it stood for Wireless Telecommunications Facility. That's the one. So thank you guys. That's much appreciated.
And as soon as the video started playing, because we knew she was guesting in the episode, so it was more than just on a screen.
Yeah.
I time capture the whole concept. They've done it in sci-fi, obviously, but what I love most about the Orville is they can take a concept and take it to its fullest conclusion. They take it further than you would think it would normally go in TV, and I was like, ooh, how far can they take this? And this, which is the same thing for the B plot, which is a lot of smoking.
Yes, addicted to smoking.
Which again, I mean, how many times have you wondered what would normal things be like if a Klingon did it, or a Romulan? So this was exactly that, just again to its full conclusion, and it was really interesting. It was, why, it's a chemical that can be found on Earth. Well, why wouldn't it affect aliens even worse? Yeah.
And Eugene has showed up and super chatted us 2,000 rubles. Thank you very much, Eugene. Wow, nice to see you again. I'm of those 2 episodes. By the way, software archaeology is a thing already with just 70 plus years of history. Yep. Imagine what will happen in 400 plus years. Yeah.
Although, I can imagine that in 400 years, when you can replicate anything, you can replicate perfect converters. I mean, you know what I mean? It's so advanced, because we're not there yet. Everything's evolving so quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blade Runner puts in $2. Thank you very much, Blade
Harrison,
Runner.
how you doing, mate?
Oh, you know him?
Harrison Ford, the Blade Runner.
Oh, gotcha. I thought he was like a buddy of yours. But... Anyway, he says, just because you guys are rad and sleek. Ooh, nice. He's been paying attention. Thanks for D's reviews. At least you didn't say D's nuts. But now somebody will, I'm sure. Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Yeah. Hello from the future. Greenwich Mean Time plus 1 hour. Long time no see. Yes. It has been a long time, Joseph. Not really. It's been a week. You guys, without a week of content with us, or being able to hang out with us, and you guys are ripping your hair out, we can't be here all the time, guys. As much as we
were at one point, and it was difficult.
Oh, anyway, we're still gonna make time for you guys as well. But thank you for missing us. It's much appreciated.
Yes, thank you. So then we get the holodeck. He goes straight into.
It's not a holodeck.
Yep.
An environmental simulator.
Yep, just like that's not a cloak in Discovery. It's a visibility screen. And so, same thing. He says, computer, use the information in the phone. Try and create. Just use it to create a program organically, because it's got all the stuff, all the pictures and things, and it creates a party.
And this is where I like the technology. This is how my computer should react with old games. Put the thing in and go scan that, make it play. Thank you. All right, let's play now. Yeah. So I love the way that the computer just took all the information out of the phone and just did its thing. That's how it should be.
And again, this is stuff you've wondered. All of us have wondered while watching Star Trek. What would happen if? Mm-hmm. We don't always need galactic blowing up situations. We can appreciate a concept. A lot of time, a good story is just from a single idea. What is the good one line idea? Let's make a story out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he meets her, and it's a wonderful program because it is literally just acting reality. It's very real feeling, and he has to really. He's never been in a program where it's actually living in the same way, and so she's actually reacting to him as he's actually dressed. I'm sure they're not used to that. I'm sure the program sort of sees them as they want to be seen, and it's just a fun interaction, and he's kind of taken off guard by how I think that really just real she is, and genuine, and it's a good episode for him, the actor. I mean, he got all of it, but he got a lot of good stuff in this one.
I think we should probably start too by saying what we thought about the episode.
Yes.
I rather enjoyed it, but it could have been any TV show. It didn't have to be Orville. The environmental simulator and the time thing kind of made it, you know, sci-fi. But at the same time, it felt like an episode of like, I don't know, Gilmore Girls or something to me. It's like, oh, well, this is entertaining, well-written, great character interactions, but Orville, I don't know. Just my personal opinion. So I did enjoy it, just not as much as I think Samuel says he's going to.
You should have said feels like an episode of Gossip Girl, because two of the cast from Gossip Girl are in this.
I don't even know what Gossip Girl is.
There you go. So that's a very good show. It's very well written for what it is.
Okay.
Very, very interesting characters there. Quite dimensional.
So you really liked it, I take it.
Oh yeah, this episode I thought it was great. It was like I said, simple concept, but actually realised and taken where no other show's taken it. I just thought it was just a really nice story that was well told, and only Orville I think could do it. You know, it wasn't quite as funny as it could have been, but that's more the more the Borta stuff was more the Orville stuff because it was daft. But it, you know, it isn't just being a comedy, because other shows can just be sort of a slapstick comedy sci-fi, like Robot Chicken. You know, sci-fi short in, you know, that's a comedy, but it has a lot of heart as well, because you genuinely feel that he falls for her throughout the episodes. So it's got a lot of layers, and for me this is a great episode. But like I said, for all of season 2, it needs more of that Orville humour that's just been totally, you know, if the balance was sort of 60-40 humour, story humour in season 1, this is like 75-25 at a push. And I miss so much of that, because it's mostly just drama, and if the drama's not really amazing, then you're like, okay, that was a normal episode of television, what's the unique thing here? So that's been most of the season, because the joke's what makes it unique, that cleverly written stuff, that unique hybrid where, you know, Galaxy Quest makes a meta joke that's really interesting, that's unique, it's not just spin-off sci-fi. So this was kind of like the Calypso episode of Discovery, Short Trek, just really well told sort of story, you know, just by itself, it's a really nice story.
Yeah, absolutely. Cameron Ward puts in $2.
Thank you.
You guys going to cover more Picard rumors and news? More news than rumors, but yes, when there's more concrete things being released, then we'll definitely cover those.
Yeah, we tried to talk about cast last year, but we don't know. But most of the actors are relatively unknown, and even if we do know who they are, what more can you say about them than I've seen in 2 things and they're okay? You know, having seen actors in previous things doesn't say anything like a good Spock or a good whatever. And we don't do rumors normally because most of the time they're either wrong or they're not. You know, if we're told by an insider from the show and he can prove he's inside from the show and he shows us pictures, that's a rumor confirmed enough for us to maybe report on if we're allowed to. But if someone just emails us saying, hey, this, and this, and we're like, oh, okay.
Thanks. Once we get confirmation, we'll talk about it more.
Yeah, that's why you trust us, because we do this stuff.
Yeah. Captain Spire puts in $5. Thank you very much. I hate to say this, you guys have more viewers now than Axe in our live streams. You two have me taking Scotty's tech manual out of storage. Time crystals. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you are taking your tech manual out of storage to check up on it. It's funny because we've been told many times that we've got people back into Star Trek or back into creating starships or doing art. I actually ran into an individual at Starfest who said, I've been watching you guys for a while now, and we've rekindled his love of Star Trek. He had his own booth there of Star Trek paintings he's done.
Wow.
All because he started watching us.
Oh.
Like, that really means a lot. So
yeah,
those kind of comments are fantastic. So I'm glad we can inspire people to get out their old stuff and, you know, enjoy it again. It's really important to us. So thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And Joseph Petrick again puts in €2. Bottle show that I enjoyed. They had to save budget, and it was perfectly well done as far as that goes. I mean, they had to pay Tim Russ, you know, probably a little bit more than, but he wasn't in it very much, so I don't know how it would have been a day of filming.
Oh,
you know,
afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really well done.
The thing is, you'd rather have clever character pieces than epic battles that mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was kind of waiting for more Krill episodes, have the political drama stuff, because that's kind of like, you can have a bottle show, you know, here's our Krill set, here's our Earth set, that's still a bottle show, just 2 bottles, but it has galactic consequences. It would have been nice to have a bit more of that, but that's fine. That's fine. We get some of that later on in the season. So he meets her and he talks to Lamar, saying, "Well, she's awesome. I want to hang out with her more, basically."
Mm-hmm. I gotta read Joseph Petrick's comment. Trekyards are the worst drug dealers ever. Trekyards is addiction, and we were abandoned for a week. I feel bad for leaving you guys for a week now, but I really appreciate the outcry that you missed us. Yeah. Y'all got any more of them our Trekyards episodes? Yeah.
Speaking of addiction, Bortus.
Yes.
Ha!
Addiction. Oh, nice segue.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think we're firing on all cylinders today for our live. You seem kind of off. You seem kind of tired or something.
Okay.
Are you okay?
It's fine.
Okay, good. All right. Anyway, that was a good segue.
Yeah, I know.
Smoking on the bridge. Well, there's no smoking signs, so I guess it's allowed if you've forgotten all about it. Yeah, it was cool seeing him. I love that he initially enjoyed the smell. And we know that Mocklins eat anything. I assumed he'd be eating the cigarettes.
Me too.
But they just went with the smoking thing, which is like, oh, okay, that's kind of disappointing. Because you're getting into your system regardless, but the smoke is, of course, offensive to other people. So
it makes it funny, though.
Yeah.
As opposed to just eating them, because they'd be like a snack, and also you could eat them, I guess, quicker. But I like the cavalier nature of smoking on the bridge, because like I said, there's no rules. Why would there be a rule on an antiquated thing that was abandoned hundreds of years ago? And it's like, please just don't. And he's like, oh, okay. No. Sorry. It's like the guy eating on the bridge. There's no rule saying you can't eat lunch on the bridge, but you shouldn't.
Well, and then his replacement, or Laura's replacement, the guy with the
guy I'm talking about. Yeah.
Jonesing Trekyards, but glad you had some days to chill. Yeah. All right. So then he goes and he sees her sing. Nice little performance, which I thought it would kind of stretch the realm of reality a little bit with the way that the computer extrapolated a lot of this information into this program. You know, there would have been a lot of supposition there, as opposed to actual facts.
Well, the way they presented the end, I guess, spoiler of the end, is that she gets back with her boyfriend. So I'm assuming that because that was a text, he just hadn't got there in the program yet. It was sort of picking a point inside the text history, and they kind of implied that there was thousands of texts. She was texting all her friends. I'm sure there was a point where, she was texting saying, "Oh, I did this club, and it went great," and it used that and made a thing. Or
maybe a video of her performance a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, if you think about how much a social media queen might take in an average week, month, I mean, you can kind of, but it's a cute day.
I've hope for myself then, because I'm on social media a lot, so somebody can stitch together my life in the future.
Well, I can definitely do a speak and spell with our voices, given all the content we've done.
Oh, absolutely. We could be your Siri or your GPS. Turn down this road. It's sleek. That was a rad trip. Hey, you want it. Hey, I'm Captain Foley. Welcome to your GPS. Today we'll be journeying to... And then you jump in and give
California Street.
Anyway, we're getting off.
I sound this way by choice. I was annoyed in the recording session, so shush. And this is my favourite bit of the episode, I think, is that he asks the computer then, because he's got this now program that he wants to talk to out of the program, which is a wonderful concept in and of itself. He asks for a telephone. I mean, should it be more specific? Gets a mobile and has a number and actually texts her. And I love that idea. Like, that's never been a thing, but the fact that cause he's just talking to the computer, that's all it is. But I love that. For she's literally he's texting a fake person inside a computer program in real time. What?
And it's not unprecedented really today. There's apps that kind of have the same thing where it checks up on you or whatever, and you respond to it. And even like a Tamagotchi from years ago, you have to feed it, and it would send you a message or whatever that it needs to be fed. I mean, that's kind of a neat idea. But holy, I can see this being a massive addiction. especially for a relationship, because the best part of a relationship is usually the beginning where you're learning about each other. So, I don't know. The computer, should it have let him? I guess it didn't matter. But anyway.
I just love the framing, like how they built it. You know, they clearly thought it through. You know.
Yeah. The GPS needs GPS needs to be a Patreon perk level. There you go.
Maybe.
Where are we?
So Gordon invites him to game night with his fictional, real dead girlfriend, and they're all like, "Yeah, there's what? Yeah, let's do that. What?
Yeah, it's like your buddy that hasn't been on a date, like Raj from Big Bang Theory, inviting you over to hang out with his blow up doll. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll do that. Please let it not be sticky. Please let it not be sticky. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, they agreed to, but yeah, I would be the same way. I'd be like, okay, this is a one-time thing. Who knows? Right. And then, of course, we got Clyden and Bortus. Just their room is just full of cigarettes. That's kind of disgusting, actually.
Yup. I mean, it's meant to be. It's a commentary. It's just like Trek used to be. It's this is not a good thing. Look at what it can do to people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then it's game night, and we're playing charades. Yes, charades.
I love them in their street clothes because you can tell they just walked on in their own costume, like clothing.
Did they though? Did they actually do that for television shows? I know there's always a wardrobe. That's always something I've wondered about as well. Where you can just walk on the set.
Yeah, but Seth though, I mean, it's like one scene. They're probably like, "Oh, it's costume day. Just wear whatever." Obviously,
casual Friday filming day.
Yeah, well, casual Friday, 2 minutes of a scene. I like how a Lara replacement is, yes, just nicely covered, alien but not. But Gordon is so into it, and it's adorable, and yet his frame of reference is so far in the future. He's trying to do charades, and he's just doing it so wrongly because you don't know how to relate to these people.
Yeah.
Although you say that, but it ends up going quite well because they make out, and it's adorable.
Aww.
It's adorable.
It is adorable. Adorbs. And then he sleeps over, which... does nobody else need environmental simulator time? Is it not like, scheduled? I don't know.
And we know that from later episodes or earlier, you can just walk in. Like, it's not closed.
Yeah.
And so how weird, if we know in the holodeck room is relative, although I get the feeling these rooms are slightly more contained, like they're not as spacious necessarily. And so if you walked in, is there just this room? So you walk in, it's like, damn, Malloy, I didn't realize you were still here. Weird. But again, it's a concept taken to full realization. You never saw Riker actually the night after,
Yeah.
And then he holograms down on the floor. Again, wonderful moment, because he's called, he's really late. Starts in jeans, ends in uniform, and then gets called on the bridge. I love that so much. He gets fictionally called. Oh, I just love that. It's so out of place. Yeah, it's so in place. Like it's oh goodness, love it.
Us behind you going, yeah, this is gonna end up in a meeting in my office at some point.
You can't take work.
It's just one of those awkward. Yeah, one of those awkward situations.
With a device that's so old and it's just great.
With a fictional person that doesn't exist. Yeah, well, not fictional. She was real, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and Bortus is chewing gum because he has to get over his addiction. Because every time it's a weird science thing. Every time they have a new cigarette, the addiction gets slightly worse. And so if they keep having too many, they'll either die or just be too addicted they can't ever stop. And so they like do the gum to try and wean off it, and he is not happy, and he's chewing very loudly. And it's just silly.
Nicorette commercial for the future.
Yes.
Then some more weirdness with all of them in the mess hall. Yeah.
But they don't like it. They don't like the relationship.
No. It's one of my favorite parts here with Clyden hiding out in the airlock, smoking behind Bortus's back.
Well, they built the set for Identity. You might as well reuse it. It's literally what I thought.
Yeah. I don't know how necessarily safe it is to be smoking in an airlock. Seems a lot about that doesn't seem right, but very, very well done. It's good, again, play on social commentary these days of couples trying to quit together, but one's cheating, and either on a diet or with smoking. I thought it was funny. Plus, Clyden's a bit of I don't know. I don't know if I like Clyden. I do and I don't. He's just kind of a dinosaur as far as his beliefs go. I don't know.
Yeah, they've pushed him in such a direction. Episode one. Often, to my parents say, "Well, what do you think of the episode?" After they watch it as well, because like making sure they watch it too. And they say, "Well, how can we like Clyde? Everything does is wrong. He keeps doing the wrong thing, relative to what is presented as the right thing. It's just like he keeps doing it. It's amazing. He keeps, but he's staying true to himself. I mean, well, that's the next episode. Certainly more about that. But it's like,
yeah. Well, I keep waiting for their relationship to just end at some point. Like, something's got to give at some point.
Yeah.
But
cigarettes hidden everywhere.
Hidden everywhere. It's like an alcoholic hiding bottles all over the house.
It's just funny. It's just well written, funny stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and then of course the ex-boyfriend thing.
Oh no.
I know, right? Well, I guess he didn't read ahead and find out they got back together, and so it's his own fault. But
well, I mean, he had no idea where the program started or whatever. I mean, it's a fictional thing, but it's adorable. But also he's hurt, isn't he? Really, really hurt.
It's sad. Yeah. And I love how he tries to fix the situation by deleting the boyfriend and then that's changing her. And it's that old paradigm of, once you change something, like even in the past with a time travel story, you change one thing and it has ramifications across the board and things you don't expect. And it's like, ugh. So it was a really well done narrative as far as that goes, for sure.
Yeah, they repeat some themes, and that's definitely one of them. But I thought as soon as he erased so much, the way they play a scene is that she doesn't know him for so long. It was a really weirdly played scene, and she does know him. They are still together. I'm like, why are you acting so weird? And then he's just like, this isn't her. She can't sing. She's lost that in her. Who knows? If that's one of the core things that I like about her. What else is she not like anymore? So he resets it and looks at the text and finds out the truth. And then his real fiance gives him advice about his fake fiance. It's
good knowing about the real life relationship and watching these episodes, because especially the last episode where she's wearing that interesting outfit.
Yes.
I don't know, but yeah. And not much else to say about that personally, but
and Bortus and Clyde almost kill each other again.
Yes.
And then he sees the girl has a song, and obviously he would have had a song because this guy loves to sing. Everyone knows that from American Dad. But it's a nice ending, and it goes right until the moment of the
credits.
Well, yeah, but the time capsule. It's meant to be literally the last, because he shows, I'm putting in the time capsule now. That's why she got a new phone. Then it's a really crappy phone picture.
Yeah.
And that's the episode. Your closing thoughts, Stuart, on episode 11.
Really loved it, but I mean, if you walk out of the room and come back, you could not even realize you're watching an episode of Orville. But very well done. I did like the writing on it. It felt very almost like a rom-com kind of feel, or like Friends or Gilmore Girls or whatever. One of those kind of shows.
Meta understanding of what's happening, though.
Yeah. With a nice sci-fi twist. It was very kind of Twilight Zone-y, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought it was really well done. Just not one of my favorite episodes. It's fun to watch. I do like Gordon. I do like the love interest and all that. But it's not Orville really for me. I don't know. Sorry. That's my thought.
And guys, if you put your out of 10 in the comments, so we'll read that in a sec as we go through. What's your out of 10, do you think, Stuart?
I'd say a good 8.5.
Oh. But on the Orville scale? Rather than just TV scale / obviously its own episode, but like on an Orville, what you like from Orville scale?
I have to give it an 8 on the Orville scale.
That's still
probably.
both pretty high. I mean,
they were both pretty high because it's a good character piece for Gordon, right?
Yeah.
And just the way the rest of the crew were interacting with him, as far as him being nuts, and Bortus, of course. So yeah, it's still pretty high as far as Orville goes. It's just, I would definitely watch it compared to like the first 1 or 2 episodes of the season. I'd rather watch this one over those.
It was more cohesive.
Yeah, it was a very enjoyable piece of television. So,
yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Walking away, I was like, this is one of my top 3 of this season.
Nice.
Like I say, it was a concept we've wandered as sci-fi fans, actually realised, done really nicely with a lot of reverence. Clearly a sci-fi fan that understands sci-fi and the community and, wrote it. And like the border subplot is the simplest thing, but it works so effectively, I mean, as I said before, they could have taken the jokes a little bit further. They always can. A little bit further, a little more to the extreme would have helped, I think, because you could have made some interesting jokes about, the time capsule, the phone, who knows what. Could have done something else with it, but no, I thought it was really fun and sad. And you don't often expect to be that sad in an episode, but no, I really felt for the guy and to fall in love at all. I think he did say early on he hasn't found love before, and he's problems with that. To actually find love shows you can, even if it's a dead person. Although now they have time travel devices, so you could just.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, he knew what he was getting into with it being a simulation, so you can't really feel too bad for the guy. It's not like how far can this go, right?
Come to the wedding, guys. But if I just turn the program off, everyone goes away. No, don't do that.
It'd be really good after they got married. If they get in a fight, you just like computer deactivate program. I'm gonna come back in a week when I'm
more calm. Yeah.
Feeling better, yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good one. Probably a little bit more sci-fi, a little bit more humor, but for the story they try to tell, they absolutely knocked it out of the park, and that's the achievement. So yeah, for me, solid 9 across the board, I think.
Yeah. And Vile Mike, I also love iPhones, so if you're gonna hate Fleetpaw Swiftback, you gotta hate me as well. I express my love for the iPhone. But anyway. And UE8472 puts in $2 and says, "Is Gordon as unlucky in love as LaForge?" I mean, so far.
Yeah.
Lamar, who's kind of like the LaForge character as far as the engineer goes, is more of a player, as we've kind of learned. Yes. He's very smooth. So, yeah, I guess they're kind of pushing that on Gordon. So.
Yes, and guys, do super chat if you want. We'd love to have more bits and bobs to help us out, and we'll read your comments, questions, theories, everything, and the kitchen sink.
It's true. It's true. All right, so next episode, I guess, is episode 12. And this was the female Mocklins.
Yeah, a lot of Mocklin stories, a lot of focus on the culture. I mean, really too much focus, but at least they're all done well. It's just always that,
Yeah. It's like they're establishing it way too early. It's kind of like what Gene Roddenberry said going into TNG. I don't want to focus on the Klingons, on the Klingon culture, and then eventually it just became a lot of focus on the Klingon culture in TNG later years. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just like they're getting it out of the way early. Build up the Mocklins season 2.
Well, there's clearly stuff with them. Obviously, this will have repercussions. I think they've laid so many things that need to pay off in season 3, with these guys possibly even the Union and the Krill possibly being allies. I mean, there's world building going on. It's just I think the balance isn't quite there with what is and isn't world building. You know, because we had 2 full episodes of with Tyler falling for the other Mocklin guy. It's 2 full episodes with Mocklin politics and la la la. And it's like very similar episodes in terms of tone. Not obviously not in content, but in tone. But I do love the starbase. I mean, we always love ships, and what a great introduction to. Because they were saying this is these guys, the guys that make the guns. If you want a gun, you go to Mocklus, you get one of their guns, and so they're willingly retrofitting as many ships as possible with the best, newest guns, because the fleets were heavily damaged, heavily destroyed with the war, well, the 1 day war.
Yeah.
So they're refitting lots of ships, and I think Ed's like, "Ooh, it'll be 55% more powerful," and it's even more powerful.
Didn't you feel though that the starbase was a little bit of a cheat? Because I mean, the top of it is essentially just the Mocklin cruiser. Even the bottom seems like the back end of the cruiser. It's just like they added stuff to it and kind of duplicated it, and it just seems like an odd, quickly thrown together thing. Yeah.
Even though as you zoom by it, there's lots of lovely detail, and I still love that Leviathan class, the big.
Yeah.
It's just a meaty ship.
Yeah. It's a dreadnought. Dreadnoughts are awesome. That's all I'll have to say. And Eugene puts in 250 rubles. Thank you very much, Eugene.
Yes.
50 likes. That's it. We have 98 people. We should have more than that. So everybody hit like. Hashtag like spike. That's a thing I invented.
Click that like button.
But he says 5 times Orville multiplier. By the way, what's the situation with Orville merchandise? I have no idea what's up with if there is any, if there's going to be any. I mean, that's a Fox McFarlane kind of deal. So,
well, you can get shirts and trading cards and stuff. I mean, the book came out really quickly. I mean, there's some stuff. But I mean, it's a relatively small show, so they're not going to do, costumes and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to look at the book when I was in Denver, actually, and it's pretty well done. Just not as much in there as I kind of expected for the book. I thought it was way too early for season 1. Just go, hey, here's a book. It's like, let's build the universe a bit more. Wait till there's a couple seasons, then get the next book that'll have more involved. I don't know. It just seemed like an odd merchandising attempt so early on in the franchise.
Well, it shows they put thought in.
It does, yeah.
But it was very Flash without too much substance. It was like 50% substance, 50% Flash.
Yeah. I think it was testing the waters somewhat as the popularity of the show. And, so.
Well, it says
and
something...
I love books. As you guys know, I'm addicted to books like that, so I got to pick that up.
It says something unfortunate that there is no Blu-ray of the Orville. Like, why the hell would you release a DVD in 2018 and not a Blu-ray?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there is no Blu-ray. So if you want the show, DVD quality, and that's it. I mean, what a absurd decision. Like, I don't understand. It made no sense to me.
Absurd is a good word for that decision. Absolutely. Captain Spire just puts $5 in. Thank you. The episode would have been better if the females put up more of a fight in the end, and that the Mocklin culture normally shifted from male-female rule.
I don't know. What do you think?
I got a very Amazonian vibe from the females, and it makes you wonder what's up with the evolution on that planet. But I think this is not the last we've heard of this. No. So I think it was well done for the episode. To be fair,
and I would say the females are there. It's a hideout. Yes, they've got some armor. Yes, they've got some guns, but they've never fought anyone ever.
Yeah.
These are these are Mocklin military. I mean, you wouldn't expect them to be able to win at all. I mean, they were taken as children and maybe trained by somebody, but these are the military. I mean, if they weren't going to win, they couldn't have won. And I think the male-female would be too easy. It was an intricate debate that was well told. Both sides were relevant. It wasn't just a black and white issue, which is interesting developed. That's why in season 1 when Bortus chooses his kid to be male, it wasn't black or white. Both sides have merit, but we had to live with consequences, and there's some real consequences. And the same thing here. Consequences are going to happen. You know. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. But then we get these two Malkins come on board, and there's something mysterious in the case. It had a very Pulp Fiction vibe. It should have been an orange glow instead of a blue glow. Because what's in the case?
What did you think? Because obviously it's a mystery for a few minutes.
I thought they were smuggling a life form of some sort.
Okay.
But I didn't think a girl baby. So
I thought some sort of alien power source or something.
Yeah, I thought it was like an alien that could be used as a weapon or something similar like that. But yeah.
And then we get the now should I say epic appearance of Deanna Troy's Marina Sirtis, who I knew was appearing. What did you think of Marina Sirtis's role?
I'm not a fan of Marina Sirtis, so I mean, it was alright. Yay. No, this one was directed by Jonathan Frakes, I believe, as well. I don't know. It's nice seeing Star Trek alumni for sure, joining the cast or joining the stories, but like I said, I'm not a fan of Marina Sirtis, so I was like, oh, great, she's in this. So
I mean, she was fine, but she left no impression. I mean, she didn't have a character; she was just woman, and that's fine. Like, it was nice to see her. But that's also the joy of the Orville, is that you can put anybody in any role. Why wouldn't you have 7 of 9 Joe Ryan come in to be an alien one episode just because? Like, why would like Tony Todd? Like, why? Because that's enough.
They need to have what's his name? The guy who played Cisco.
Well, he's retired from acting, but Avery Brooks.
I know Avery Brooks. It'd be cool to have Avery Brooks make a guest appearance as like Claire's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or something. That would be hilarious.
And he's an admiral because he just got promoted from captain. He's a war hero. He was at the battle of the guys who were killing the robots. So he's a war hero, and has his own little ship, and it's a little ship.
Yeah, like little nods like that would be amazing. But yeah, he is retired from acting, which is a shame.
He's retired from a lot of weird stuff. That guy got weird in his older age.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's by choice or medical condition or whatever, but still. Anyway, I respect the guy.
And what do you think of this scene? I thought it was a pretty good setup.
With the kid being mean to the little girl.
Because she's a girl, Stuart.
Because she's a
girl.
And I've been listening to Clyde and my mom.
They're both dad.
Dad.
Both dad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My mad. Because Clyden's always mad about something.
He is.
Ha.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Between a mom and a dad. No, it was interesting, and you gotta keep reminding yourself too that the kid, I can't remember the kid's name.
Clyde. No. Dabo, Dante.
It's not Dabo or Dante. But
Bilbo.
Anyway, their kid, Bilbo, yes. Their kid used to be a female and got the surgery to fix that. So, I mean, it was fine. I did enjoy seeing the classroom. The classroom is very cool. All the bright colors, and I thought it was well done as far as that goes, but I don't know. Clyden's got to go at some point. Something's got to give there because he's kind of a bad influence.
But it's a very developed, I mean, probably one of the most developed sort of sci-fi relationships, ironically, weirdly, But I thought it was a good scene. I thought it was sort of natural. But now that you pointed that out, yeah, both Clyden and Sun are both women, and so there's all that extra bonus resentment. Yeah, that's interesting.
Joseph Petrick puts in €2.
Joseph Petrick.
Dolly made this episode an 11 out of 10. Dolly Parton, yeah, baby.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes,
we'll get there. I do love the teacher-parent conference scene. It was great. That was a good scene. There's a lot of nice little scenes in this. It quickly cuts. Because the next scene where the kid's saying, well, other daddy said it, and because Bort is like, well, obviously this is wrong. He's like, but Dad said, and he's like, what? Go to bed. And then he bitches, and boy Clyde just has a royal go at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though. Good acting. I mean, that's what I love about the Bortus characters. There's so much actual acting in the non-acting, and it is a unique take on the acting, non-acting version. You know, it isn't a Data, isn't a Spock, isn't a Worf. It is. He's actually doing a unique performance. I really appreciate the Orville's take on that.
I mean, I get a little bit of a Worf vibe from some of his acting, just because of the way the character is. But
I'm not a Mary Mocklin.
I'm a smoking Mocklin. Yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy his acting though. He's a great character as well. So am I upset that there's been so much Mocklin stuff? Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about it because some of it, like the first couple episodes in this season, were kind of like when we reviewed them, it was kind of like, oh well, it's kind of awkward to talk about. But I mean, it's going for that social commentary. So, but I really have enjoyed the look into the Mocklin culture. But it can be done now. Little hints here and there, fine, but it's just a little bit too much. It's a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, with so few episodes, I mean, considering how little the Mars had, I mean, they each should have something. That's what you said all the entire time. Oh, he'll get an episode. Oh, the other one will get an episode.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, never happened.
Porter's got 5, and Ed got 2. I mean, he was also very underdone as well, but that's fine. Like he's good at writing other people's stuff. It doesn't need to be this center. He's a great leading man that way. He lets the ensemble work.
Do you think there could be a behind-the-scenes reason for that? For the Lamar characters kind of being toned down, like difficult to work with, the contract issues, not the best actor. Because in season 1, where he had that one where he humped the statue,
I thought it was great in that personally, but I mean,
yeah, I did too. But it kind of we even called it out. He's an officer. He shouldn't be acting like that, especially on an alien planet. I don't know. I wonder if there's a behind the scenes reason for why his character's kind of been pushed off like that.
The thing is, when you break it down, though, Kelly has had almost nothing to do this season except the last 2, and her relationship with the teacher, and that's it. Ed also, apart from his fling with the Krill, also very little to do as being a primary. Really, Alara got an episode. Bortus got like 5. I'm looking through the episodes now. Isaac obviously got 2 or 3. Claire got a lot. Claire's got a lot this season. It's Claire and Bortus the season, really. Everyone else has got less, a lot less. And it's weird because, again, now when you look at the scales, Isaac got a lot in the Identity. He wasn't even in episode like 10, wasn't in 11, was in 2 lines of 12. His part was done, and they do him right down again. So they like certain characters, but really like sidestep. They haven't quite got. It's not like TNG where they have or later TNG, whereas the Deanna episode, the Riker episode, and it's like, well, this is the 14 cast members. Let's do 1 for each. That's great, good. And then you do like 2 two-parters to make it a more overall. But they haven't balanced out properly. I don't remember what like Ed's done this season, apart from like the Krill stuff. That was 1.
That's a good point. Yeah. But yeah, we do see here the scene with Isaac on the bridge, and it is directed by Jonathan Frakes, as I thought, so that's good. Then, of course, the abnormal power levels being detected in the Mocklin quarters, so they send Bortus in to go take a look, and he discovers that it is, in fact, a stasis pod thing, suitcase, stasis suitcase, with a baby girl in it. And I don't know how I felt about Ed sending him down necessarily. There could be some conflict there. I mean, you see the same thing in TNG with Worf and those 2 Klingons that they find, which again causes a little bit of conflict between Worf, wanting to be with his people and his vow to Starfleet. It went
great, Stuart. It went great. Everyone died. It went great.
Anyway,
But he hasn't done
No, but
anything to piss him off, though. Yeah, and who's the best one to see through the disguise of Mocklins and a Mocklin? So I was fine with it.
yeah, I just thought it was an odd choice. I would send at least another person with him, personally, if I was the captain, or just send, like, I wouldn't send you to talk to the British people because you'd probably, like, be all in cohorts with them and, like, go behind my back and stage a mutiny and dump all the tea in the... Anyway. But you know what I mean? I'd send somebody else with him, or send Talia or something.
Mm-hmm.
She is security chief.
Thing is, they would trust engineers. I mean, there's no they assumed it's one of those things like there's no reason not to trust them. You know? True
enough.
But there is a reason not to trust the kid, because they bring the kid in, and it's like, look at this. This is a girl. He's like, okay, Dad, I'm not gonna betray you. Don't worry. I promise.
That was a stupid decision.
It's like, this is a plot decision. You know,
yeah, totally unnecessary.
Take a picture, take a holo picture, and show him later. Go to the holo suite. There's a holo suite, and show him a girl. This is not a necessary part of the plot. Well, it was obviously, but it was dumb.
It was a dumb decision, absolutely. But yeah, plot convenience.
And didn't you love all the actors in the briefing room calling him in, like all the teachers bring a naughty child in, all the women in the eye, the stink eye, and then the two family members like, what are you doing? I'm like, Bortus did nothing wrong. Like, I don't think he did anything wrong, you know.
Well, he didn't report something
but he
should be
report
reported
it after, and then everyone's fine, happy and safe.
That's like Tilly reporting, oh, by the way, there was this queen on board who could recrystallize dilithium.
Yes.
And I totally broke a lot of rules and protocols, but I didn't tell you at the time because I thought I'd get in trouble.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you now so that it will alleviate some of the damage. No, it doesn't work that way. That's not how things work.
Hey, that's what she did, though. So...
Well, she didn't tell them until she showed up again. Like, she didn't even... Well, I'm going to tell you when
in. Oh, by the way, she's over here. What?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you when I get caught.
Yeah.
It's like having kids, you know. They'd be in so much less trouble if they didn't lie about the thing. If they just told us that you broke something instead of trying to hide it and then lying about it. It just makes everything worse. So I can see why they're upset with them, but at the same time, it's like that little kid shouldn't have said anything. It's like, dumb decision to show.
Yes. But I like
Clyden. Joseph says Clyden is a whiny bitch. I hate his character with passion. Kudos to the writers and the actor.
Yeah. Cause I've seen the guy in the interviews. He's not like, he's great. You know.
Yeah. I've seen some behind the scenes stuff. He's funny.
Yeah. And then we get some glorious CGI because they're like, no, we have to at least go check it out. We have to at least go record it. And so they find out that they didn't actually get to the place they were going to go. They stealthily. So they didn't even lie to Bortus. You know, they showed him, but they still lied within a lie, which I thought was quite clever. And they go through this big nebulism, glorious VFX, absolutely beautiful stuff. Just really 10 out of 10. And then OMG, they go down and they discover the reveal of the episode. And I need to pop away in for a moment to talk about the reveal. What do you think? All those things, and I'll see you in a minute.
Fine.
Well, yeah, let's see what you hear, so it's fine.
Fine. First of all, Blade Runner puts in $2. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thanks for bringing the funny and reviewing these shows. No problem. We love Orville. We love talking about it. And yeah, we got a lot of flack when we didn't start reviewing them this season, even though we did. And we had low viewership. So we decided to just wait and do them as a set. So, but thank you guys for watching. It's much appreciated. Yeah, this reveal was great. The first thing I thought was, oh, Amazonian Mocklins, like the Amazonian women of Earth, you know, this female tribe. I thought it was actually a really great plot twist or storytelling device that, you know, there's been females all along and there's more than you think, and that some of them actually have created this outpost or this retreat, if you will. But the same things kept going through my mind. Death by Snoo Snoo. Just the old cliches of like tribes, you know, in Futurama and stuff like that. But they didn't play it for laughs or anything, which is good. Um, it was a really good reveal, and I was pleasantly surprised, and got a good conversation going between Sylvia and myself about just what's been going on with that planet, and what has brought them to this. I mean, there's a lot of great potential for storytelling there. But it makes you wonder, is this like the next step of their evolution, where male and females are supposed to have sex to reproduce and give birth to live young instead of sitting on eggs? Like, is this an evolutionary tale, or is it I just don't know. Joseph Petrick, though, puts in €2 and says, is it the suitcase from Pulp Fiction? Now we know. Maybe they were smuggling a baby or a fetus in Pulp Fiction. Who knows? Yay. They reminded me of the Dora Milaje. I miss Futurama. So do I. Let's see. Scroll up here a little bit. See what you guys have been talking about. Is there another Sulu episode where he's stuck on a planet and can't beam up, and it gets cold and he uses his phaser to warm up the rocks? There is. Yes. That was it Turnabout Intruder? No. I can't remember the episode title, but it was like one of the first episodes of season 1. They hadn't invented shuttlecraft yet, apparently. But Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $4.99, 65 likes. Come on, folks, smash that like. I pay again at 100 likes. Make me pay. #like spike. And we can't do the Pike like spike because we're not talking about Discovery season 2 anymore. So just a like spike. Didn't the Orville shoot down the ship from Futurama? What? I must have missed that. But no, this was a great reveal. Yeah, the one where Kirk is doubled. I'm Captain Kirk. The woman in Black Panther. Was she in this? I didn't know that.
What did you know?
Somebody said the woman in Black Panther. Was she in this episode?
I didn't think so. I mean, it feels like she is because that's I think what they're going for. But no, I think it's a different actress. Didn't hear the same voice. And
I was kind of saying about the next evolutionary step on Mocklin. This is a conversation that Sylvia and I had during this episode. Why the need for females? If the males lay the eggs and sit on them, is the female like the next evolutionary step to like Earth? You know, instead of an egg, and they've been suppressing it for generations, so there's still the egg, and even now the eggs are starting to.
I don't think it's that, because there's so few. You know, they imply there's more than one in a generation, which is the whole point of the season 1 episode. But there's billions, trillions of Mocklans, and you're looking at a handful. That's just because there's so many people. Some are genetic defects. It's just a defect. Like it's a random mutation that is 1 billion to 1. Okay, we have 20 billion of 20 billion women. I mean, it's just they're birth defect people, and that's fine. But they're not an evolution. I don't buy that though. I don't buy that. It's an odd evolution. It's an odd. But it's not evolution. Defect. It's like. It's an odd defect. You don't need females. No, unless you need females. That's why I know, but don't procreate and die. About how many there actually are. Hold on, you died there. Sorry, what? Oh, we haven't heard about how many there actually are. I mean, because the ones that get the corrective surgery, very few actually grow to adulthood and actually escape and whatever, right? So, who knows how many there actually are on a regular basis? I mean, it seemed like a pretty common problem to do the surgery, or a common thing to do the surgery. So I think there's more than we've actually been led on to believe, which makes it odd that there's a male and a female.
if they don't need them.
Well, they say
I don't think it's a defect.
They say in this episode that there's more than one, because the whole point is one in a generation. Clyden was last generation, the son's this generation, which is big in of itself. But they reveal in this episode there's more than that. But I think it's about 2,000 people on this planet, and that was it. That's all of them.
That we know of.
Well, that used
or that weren't killed when they were younger, or changed into a male, or
the
whatever.
Ones that use the way to escape as a thing. But I think it's very much like we have some people on Earth that have both genitalia. It's just 1 out of every billion. I mean, it's just some people have that, but so few. But it's whatever.
There's 2 sexes. If there's only supposed to be 1 sex, it doesn't make sense for the birthing process to involve another gender, unless it's part of their biological condition. It doesn't make sense that it's a birth defect.
Can the women reproduce? Because there's no reason to think they could.
Exactly.
No reason at all. I mean, it's a different species. I mean, it's only female in the sense of how we associate the outward look. I mean, they haven't got the same reproductive organs, and that's how we define male and female normally.
The thing that I think might tie into this is at some point in the past, a male Moclan mated with a female of another species, and that introduced the female genome that eventually mutated into maybe the odd female birth, and then it's growing and multiplying, and that could be a future storytelling.
Yeah,
that could be a future storytelling device, right?
Well, you go further than that. What if it was a deliberate bioweapon to mutate the Moclan DNA to create females and to start create a civil war? Because if like you said, we don't know how many. If maybe 1 out of every 10 children are girls, because how many people do you know in your personal life that have kids right now, like children? 0 to 1, less than 10, I'm sure. It's very specific, but you know what I mean. Like brand new parents who now, it's very few people. So that planet, you don't know 10,000 other people that have kids. So how do you know 1 out of every 10 is a girl? If the whole point, if they've been doing 100, is to cover it up, and so if it's 1 out of every 10 and growing more, then you can imagine that the anxiety about that is even greater. So it could be an attack to try and change the Moclan DNA. I mean, you're right. If it's a future storytelling, I feel like it's been a major arc in season 1 and 2. I mean, I think you're right with that. And it's not what I thought this episode was going to go, so I'm pretty interested to see where it might go.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential storytelling there for sure for them to use. So, but yeah, it was, like I said, it felt like an Amazonian tribe of women, on this deserted island or whatever.
Not quite as kick-ass though. They're just kind of there, but there's no time to give them time because it.
Yeah, but the whole time after I found out that there was a woman on this, all that kept going through my mind was Futurama. Death by Snoo Snoo. Death by Snoo Snoo. It's like, oh, how Futurama has corrupted me. Oh. But yeah, and then we see the lady from the other episode with the Bortus and the writer, their kids.
The best writer in all of the Moclan culture.
Yes. I'm just reading some of the comments in the chat. They're actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, me too.
And
again, more beauty shots of the ship, just gorgeous, nice bits. And they say, Admiral, we can't not report this, but just so you know, there's a massive problem. There's a whole culture of women. We need to make a council meeting because they could get killed if they find out, oh dear. So they take a shuttle with the lady. The society
that's where we hear Dolly Parton.
I mean, the society does know about her, so she's been out and sort of allowed to live because she's such a good author. Although she does say that I can't be smuggled out, so I guess not appreciated per se, but allowed to live. And yeah, Dolly Parton, the voice of the revolution.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably better female revolutionary leaders or songs to show that, but it was interesting. It was like another Seth MacFarlane
joke.
Yeah.
You need those 'cause it was very straight up until this point, and that was kind of the first like, whoa. Okay.
I love how she just latched onto it and wanted to hear the song, and then later she uses it in her speech, and he's like, oh. It's like so embarrassing. Although nobody would understand the reference because it's so far in the future that very few people probably listen to Dolly Parton, so.
Yes.
But yeah, great shot of Earth, by the way. I love the cityscape and all the greenery. They've got plants growing up the side of the buildings and on top of buildings, so it's incorporating that, modern future look with a lot of trees, a lot of greenery. Helps with obviously oxygen production, but also looks nice. So I love the way that they portrayed the cities in this episode. So, and then of course the big council hall, and I had seen Tony Todd's name in the credits, and I was waiting for his character to show up. And Tony Todd is always yelling, always yelling.
He's got some power to him. He's got some power. Well, I will say they really, unlike a lot of aliens, you can kind of see the man through the makeup. Makeup really hides his face. I didn't get any Tony Todd vibe really from it. I was quite oh wow.
If it wasn't for that voice, you'd never know.
Yeah. And what a cool auditorium though. I mean, it's obviously like digital set extension, but it's just like UN with some just cool vibes. I love all the aliens. I mean, most of them been in it before. We've seen just a random alien, but I love everything's a callback now because these are the member races, and to introduce such an important gathering, it's like these are the member races, and we know pretty much all of them. And I guess the Chancellor, the leader, is one of Alara's people. I thought it's kind of cool. The extra strength.
Yeah, he strong-handed his position. He doesn't deserve it. But then she goes. Yeah, she goes and gives her speech, and again quotes Dolly, which is interesting. And just the Mocklins, like, look at the look on their faces. We're gonna leave the Union. We're gonna strike out on our own. We supply your weapons. You're gonna be vulnerable to the
Kalon. That's the
Kalons. Yeah. And of course, the argument's made, well, if you split off from the Union, you won't have the protection of the Union. Sure, you'll join with the Krill, but, it was interesting political debate there. All over this small group of women that escaped. It seems like an odd choice. It just shows how petty politics are sometimes.
Yeah.
And politics just infuriate me personally. But anyway, very well done here.
And I think the way you said that right there, I think there's definitely more to this. There's a build-up that we obviously don't know yet for them to go so strong on this. I mean, like I said, if it's, it destroys your entire cultural landscape, by having females and letting them live and blah, blah, blah. But if there's more to it, than letting them live and, there's a reason to get rid of them, a specific reason. And if we leave an entire city of them, in essence, so I think you're right. There's some grander plan that Seth's laying down. But it's interesting. I mean, he points out, these are our citizens. We have a right to them, and both arguments are valid. I like a lot of the argument stuff in the season, or in both seasons, because it's like, well, I mean, yes, obviously there's the good and the bad thing to do, but both sides have genuine argumental things, and obviously they go a bit far saying we'll take all weapons away, but then obviously you, as the Admiral's say in a minute, I mean, is it just like the Baku? Is it fair to let trillions of people die by the Kalon just to let 2,000 live? No, it's not. Of course it isn't. What are you on about? But we can't just kill 2,000. But you can. I mean, I could tell the entire time the Admirals are like, we haven't made a decision yet. But if the worst comes to worst, it's like, yeah. I mean, you can't. Why would you sacrifice everyone for that? It's no one can win this situation. Everyone has a point. Everyone has an argument. But it's like, it's such a small group of people. That's why I kind of like the compromise. Cut to the end. It's like, okay, these people escaped. The culture's not hurt anymore, but you're not going to kill people for the sake of it. Let them just be them. And that's the best it could have happened, really, given the situation.
Yeah. Well, there's no easy answers with things like this, unfortunately. It
No.
seems like so on paper, black and white, it's so simple. It's like, yep, yep, yep. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, it's not. And I loved the way that this mirrored the Federation politics that we see in TNG a lot of the times.
Yep.
The admirals kind of, you know, the captains are in the field thinking, oh, there's an easy solution. The admirals are like, well, we got to deal with both sides of this. It's not easy. This was really well done. It was really well written, in my opinion. So. And then, of course, the Moclan ship shows up in orbit and is like, we're going to go down and take care of this if, don't get in our way. But there's still the politics going on back home in the Union. So,
I was surprised how, because the direction this episode took, like, you couldn't see where it was going from the first scene, or from the second, or from the kid, or from the ship going missing. Oh my gosh, so a set of women, all these steps you don't see coming, and so instantly a ship's there to attack them. You didn't I made an oopsie. I heard from Jackson Jacobs, the guy that plays Isaac, that the final two-parter is even more epic than the Identity. And I was like, ooh, and I wrongly thought this was the first part of the season finale. 12 and 13, you have 13 episodes normally in a show like this, and so I was watching like, oh, a lot of setup. It's going to be a Moclan Krill war with the Order, and then it sort of concludes it, and I'm like, oh, must not have been this one ship. So I'm thinking, where's it going to go? Oh my god, where's it going to go? And it goes not what I was expecting. So I had a very different experience watching, I think, than you did. Just think it was another episode of the season. So the pacing was kind of weird for me.
That kind of sucks.
It's such a big topic, though. Like, it could have been a season-wide. The next one could have been them seceding, going to the Krill, Kalon showing up. Like, it could have been a really good lead-up. I thought the Krill was going to be a massive payoff. I'm surprised they haven't been yet.
Well, yeah. And as I said, I don't think this is the end of this story. If he is laying a groundwork, being set up. But we'll have to see how it goes if in future seasons. But I can see this. I see us looking back at this and going, oh yeah, there's more going on here than we think. Yeah, then a lot more political blah blah blah. Then of course I guess I'm kind of jumping ahead here because there's a lot of political back and forth in this middle part, which kind of hard to review, really. But then, of course, they go down to the planet, and there's a little bit of a confrontation between the Moclans and the Orville.
Which sort of mirrors the totally out of left field episode where, again, Bortus and Kelly are the ones that are the bad group of people by being born, and they just murder lots of people with guns, P90s. And again, this episode, they go in and shoot lots of people with guns. It's like, why do you keep... Orville's not really a firefight sort of show. It was a bit... And... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like they could have done a thing launched from the shuttle to knock them all out. Nope, just gonna shoot them all. I'm sure they had them on stun, but it's just a weird sort of scene. I want to jump back.
It's not really confirmed whether they're on stun or not. They should say that in a line of dialogue or something. But
if they were murdering Moclans left, right, and center, you can't argue that they should be murdering them when you can just stun. And I think the Moclans were probably set to kill just because lols, why not? But just jump back 1 second. I really liked the scene where Bortus and Kelly are talking and Clyden comes in, and you don't notice it until Bortus says, "You do not address Kelly. Why haven't you said hello?" And he's like, and he's like, "You've never felt comfortable here." And then she rolls off all the things that clearly doesn't fit in. Like, he's a traditionalist. Yeah. He stays in his quarters, like stuff that you sort of actually did get a sense of the entire time, but you didn't quite get a read of. And how it just brought out is like, yeah, these guys, how are they possibly staying together? I mean, everything about them is different. Bortus has evolved. Clyde is like, well, if we must go home, huh? Good. And he's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot about that scene where he was like, he didn't even say acknowledge her presence.
Good scene. Bortus, man, is a good character.
Yeah. Good, so good call on that. And there's some really good ship to ship kind of action here, which I really enjoyed. Again, ship guys. Uh, so yeah. Then all the murdering, of which there's plenty apparently.
And this is when I did think, hey, the Mocklins have probably got the guns on kill, probably just because again, Mocklins, and they're not here to, like, they're gonna kill them all anyway. So I don't think they're gonna not have them on kill. And so every time one of the females grabs a gun, just shoots people, I'm like, oh, dead, ooh, dead, murdered, 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 because they don't care. They can defend themselves. They're gonna shoot and kill anybody. I was like, this is getting kind of, and it's also played to a song of like Dolly Parton fun. I'm like, either you're murdering everybody or you're stunning everyone. Tell us one or the other, because it was too glorified for the context. Like, these guys are just doing their jobs, women just trying to defend themselves, and the Kelly's just trying to do their job, but a little bit. We're like, why not have a security team down with like more guns, but all in stun? Like, there's ways of handling this that weren't as like, look, action movie, pew pew. It's like, like it didn't really work for me personally. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree, and I was wondering the same thing. Are these all people being murdered? Well, there's literally, like, this is a hostile confrontation. This should put them at war. Or meanwhile, back in the Union headquarters, they're still talking about things.
Yeah.
It's a situation that would have repercussions no matter what decision is made.
Yep.
But then it's kind of just forgotten.
Which same thing with the last time they murdered people on an alien planet in cold blood. The space battle, like I said, is great though. I love the maneuvering.
Yes.
That works great with the music, and that was great, and the angles were great, and that was really fun. But yeah, it didn't. Yeah, like I wanted more Orville-ness. You know, I wanted more fun stuff, not shooty joke. You know, give me more clever, creative, funny things. Like the women aren't susceptible to a thing that knocks all them out. So they throw a bomb, but it actually smells like raw eggs, you know, and all the women are like, oh god, who farted? You know, something silly that like I think would have actually worked better than just the sort of graphic violence. Although if you look, every time they shoot the body, nothing's left there. There's not even a stun mark or like nothing. So there's no impact to the shot. So just, I'm kind of harping on about it, but it didn't connect to me really.
No, I understand what you mean. You weren't harping on about it as far as I was concerned.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those interesting questions, and there would be repercussions from it. It's they're in the field, I guess. I don't know.
And Shavati Star says, what if all weapons are on stun? They're all in the Union. They should be standard. But like I say, the Mocklins maybe not be on stun because, I mean, you're not trying to take them. I mean, you don't care as much, and clearly they're a bit aggressive. But again, it didn't. Like, if they're all on stun, then it's not this. Then it's a fun action scene. We're just like stunning people. It's not got, like, it ruins the energy one way, and then if they're killing, it ruins the energy the other way. You know, that's why other things have been fun. But someone also said they're in the briar patch. That was definitely a thing. Definitely a thing.
Well, yeah, it definitely has ties with the Baku, the small group on a planet, special treatment. Yeah, definitely a lot of visual cues that way. Again, back and forth with the political and the action. And then everything's fine.
Yes.
Even though that baby looks dead.
That baby?
The couple at the beginning was holding the baby.
Oh, wow. That is definitely not a real baby.
Yeah, it's just an interesting screen cap you took. It's like, oh.
That is great. Like you said, I love how the repercussion factor, even if it is on stun, massive shootout with a Union ship, probably one that's heavily trusted and sent there specifically with women that I'm sure they don't like. I mean, if you look at Clyden's prejudice, I mean, it's like, oh, it's fine. It's like, what? Why is everyone so happy and fine? And then at the end, it's like a nice shot of Clyden's son and the girl. It's like, so he did get the message that women are equal? Where was he taught that? That payoff was not earned.
No, that end scene bothered me a little bit because it's like, really, who sat down and talked to him and told him that he needs to change his ways? What? We didn't see it. It was like you said, it was unearned.
He was wrong. Like what? Like that would have been great if, rather than have the scene of him meet the kid, have because they didn't have the Orville go back to Earth first of all, and the matriarch bump into the sun.
Yeah.
And the son is like in the mess hall and walks up to her and she's like looking magically and he's like, grabs her dress and says, "You're a woman," and has a conversation. And she's the old wise sage and she knows all the great books that he's read because she wrote them all, and she gets to them on a very human level or alien, personal level. That would be nice.
Or even if Clyden was taking their kid to the school, and the one little girl runs around the corner and bumps into Clyden, and she drops her pad or whatever, and he picks it up, and it's a story that he really likes himself. And there's kind of that moment like, oh, you like the same thing I do, just for a second.
Yeah.
That would be a little bit better as well. Kind of move Clyden towards more of conformity than being the asshole that he is.
Well, if you jump into being the jokey side, we've had Dolly Parton, Dumph, and it's like Mickey Mouse, something, a really obscure Mickey Mouse cartoon, and you wouldn't think Boris would Klein like that, and he'd be like, "You like the mouse too?" And she's like, "Yes, my parents love it. I think she's great." And he's like, "I thought I was alone on this ship." And they have this little moment because it's just so obscure. It's a dumb humor, or that would be that's great. That's exactly all. It was very quickly resolved in a bow that shouldn't have had a bow.
Yeah. I think that sums up a lot of Orville episodes, though. Great tension and political, ramifications and all that, and then all of a sudden it's just boom, fixed. The perfect example was where they were the Jelliac and they were in prison, and they actually literally murdered people doing their jobs as the jailers with bullets. They weren't actual energy weapons, so there was no stun. They were actually killing people, and then all of a sudden, oh, the stars returned. They aren't violent. We'll let them go. It's like, really? It was just a quick finish to something that really wouldn't end like that.
And it's not as if they're not afraid of having multiple episode continuity. And it would seem weird that Seth MacFarlane, who is a good writer, wouldn't see the benefit of having larger narrative, just cleverly written single narratives. I mean, almost the entire premise of the show, the first scene is Kelly and Kelly cheating on Ed, and that's brought up all the time in terms of more than, that's like an arc of the entire show. So why not have, like you say, things carry over a little bit? Would have kind of helped. But yeah, so yeah, Stuart, there you go. We're done with the episode. Your closing thoughts on episode 12?
Very TNG vibe, as I say with a lot of these. It definitely had that Star Trek kind of morality tale, and that was really well done, although it did resolve rather quickly. And the political back and forth, while interesting, did seem to stretch quite a bit, and it was interspersed with the battle, either ship battle or ground assault. And yeah, as you said, the musical overtones felt a little out of place, but overall, not a bad episode. I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5, maybe a 7, maybe a 7 if I stretch it. Out of 10.
I think this is a tremendously good concept, but doesn't. Oh, is he gone?
I'm here.
Oh, hello. Yeah, it's tremendously good concept, but I think the execution left a bit lacking. Because it's a great idea, and the political stuff is all well written, but the balance, I think, was a bit all over the place. It had too much unknown setup, not enough payoff, too much in the council chamber without a hardcore something. Like, they should have left the Union, or something, like something, a hook, a something. Or like, wouldn't it be cool, I mean, I know we say these ideas all the time, but for Discovery, I suggest ideas, do it for Orville too, nothing's flawless. Wouldn't it have been cool if, at the end, we get the resolution, and then we see empty space, and it's a Krill and a Moclan ship come together, and then you cut to inside, they're in a conference room, and they're talking, and they say, "I fucking hate the Union, so do we, for the god guy whatever the name was. For Kalish!
Avis.
Kalish! Avis.
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 Yes.
that would have been like stuff's gonna happen sort of vibe. That would have been, I think, strong.
Yeah.
Or same thing. One of the admirals in the conference room scene again brings in Tony Todd and says, "Look. In about a week's time, our Union defense ship will leave its post. If it happens to get blown up at that point, hey, we need those guns." Like, something deeper would have been really like good here. So I think for me it's I think 6 or 7. It's good, but it's definitely not funny. It's not as Orville as it should be. It's way more serious topic without really any jokes, anything clever. This is why I'm like, it's just more generic-y sci-fi that's good, but like, where's the spark? Where's the Orville spark? Can you name it? Like, where is it in this episode? I mean, Dolly Parton, that was it. That's not enough.
Yeah. And something else that would have worked, I think, as well, is if the Mocklins at the end decided, because of the incident, because of the tangle that they had with the Union over this incident, that they didn't leave the Union, but they suspended their active involvement or something.
Or just don't give the guns.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like they suspend, and that forces Clyden to say, "I'm leaving the ship while this tension's going on," and of course Bortus would probably stay. But then where does the kid go? The kid has to make the decision whether to go with Clyden or Bortus, which would be a very interesting choice. Again, you shouldn't have to make kids make choices like that, but it happens all the time with divorce and stuff.
Well, and so I think that it would be an easy Clyden, but then Bortus would say, "But son, dum, you want a woman," and shock the kid, and then the kid might say, "Well, I'll stay with the father that would like me for me," and that would have been, I think, the layer to, because otherwise it would have just gone Clyden. Like, obviously believes more of Clyden and stuff, but that's true.
Yeah.
They should obviously just remove the guns, because why would you, if they're gonna fight you over something that crucial to your culture, why would you give them all your best guns? The Orville wouldn't have survived as long as it did without both of their enhancements, the one in this episode and the engineer from episode 5. Because you armed them, guys. Because you armed and they were able to survive your ship. What a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, like there could have been multiple other ways to end it, but I have the feeling that because they maybe didn't know they were getting renewed, that they just wanted to wrap things up in a nice little bow.
Yep.
Perhaps. I mean, if they do what you suggested and get like a multi-season pre-approval or whatever, then they could probably go a lot more in depth and intertwining with their storylines. Because Fox is notorious for canceling good shows. Yeah, exactly. So I think Seth might have a little bit of apprehension as far as that. You know, he can tell really good stories, but he's got to feel like he has to wrap them up.
But the thing about him is that he is rich. He's got lots of good. I'm sure that his contract, because obviously the contract goes up each year. His contract, you know, he could say to Fox, "Okay, I'll give you Family Guy season," because he doesn't, you know, just like the South Park guys, they're not as like, they do those shows out of obligation rather than, you know, ideas. And so the profit he makes on Family Guy season 22, I'm sure it would pay for a ton of the season. I mean, his personal profit, you know, 20 million. I mean, you can make several episodes of TV off that. I mean, if he wanted to, Vin Diesel self-funded, he sold his house to make Riddick. It's a great film. It's a really solid film. And it made him all his money back because it was a good film. So if he self-funded season 3, or put up a lot of the money, might have more control. They had a lot of control anyway. And so, you know, if you know, I'll put in half of season 3, you give me a season 3 and 4, that's a good deal, guys. And I don't take a fee, I just take a percentage, so if I can make it more successful. So I do think, you know, where Discovery shined, or at least it tried to shine, was the long-form story arc. You were intrigued the whole time. Orville is nice, it's episodic, but when you end, like I said before, you didn't even remember this episode. Some episodes just fade into the fade, because nothing important, unless, you know, it's important, but it's only important to the episode it's in until it comes back again. If it doesn't come back again, that's it. It's not important again. So I think it would do well with having slightly bigger season arcs, or just world building arcs like the Krill, like stuff they've already set up but they haven't used yet. So season 3, 4, 5, whatever. Season arcs are good. Give us some meat. Give us some universal meat. You know, that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could be that season Orville's following the same trajectory as TNG almost, not just in storytelling and look, but also in like once season 3 hits, it becomes proven to be something that people are enjoying. They can start kind of getting more in depth with things, because season 1 and 2 of TNG are kind of vanilla. They're kind of like episodic in nature, and it's that Gene Roddenberry kind of directive for those, and then it kind of gets taken out of his hands a little bit, and it that could be the case here as well. But I don't know. I'm hoping for more from Orville for sure. I definitely want it to get renewed. So,
and when it's good, it's real good. When it's vanilla, it's real vanilla. You know.
But it's still good. Yeah.
It's still
good. There's no bad Orville yet, in my opinion.
There's dull Orville, which is the first episode of the season.
Yeah.
But never anything bad. I mean, they're good actors with good performances and good storylines. You know. Yeah.
And while this was dramatically, there's a lot of tension, a lot of great. This is probably my least favorite of the Jonathan Frakes directed episodes for Orville. It did have the good storytelling vibe to it. You could tell it was being handled by somebody that knows how to tell a story well. But it's my least favorite out of them, I think. He's done much better episodes, even of Discovery.
I think, though, like I said, they didn't take this one as far as it could have been.
Yeah.
And the ending is anticlimactic. And while it isn't easy, it feels easy. And that's a really bad thing for a story like this, when it feels that vibe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's good. It's solid, and it's got good callbacks with bringing the lady back and such. And the VFX are beautiful, and the Briar Patch is fun, and it's another good but not great, you know?
Yeah. And they could definitely, the Mocklins could take it like the story could go multiple ways as far as the female aspect. Like we've already talked about a few of them, but wouldn't it be cool if the Mocklins came up with a DNA encoding gun or something that when they fired it at a female, it would start rewriting their DNA?
Jesus.
I mean, you could go really dark with something like that. That's their compromise. They're not going to kill them, but they're going to modify them genetically somehow. Like I mean, there's so much potential for the way they could take it, and the fact that the Union wouldn't be fine with that. It would cause tensions, and again, you got the Krill involved. And
basically, we need a season 3 because there's so many good world building things are set up. They really focused on this year. Need a season 3 to help bring those all, because honestly, they need some cool dark shows. You know, one of their best was easily the one on the Krill ship when they're in the Krill armor. And it got kind of dark. They killed an entire crew. They had Avis and Heads. It was really, really good. And it was funny. And it was a good character piece. And, same thing with, like I always say, Lara in the holodeck. It gets kind of dark. Figuratively and literally, But yeah, so that's the 2 episodes, guys. We've got a few more minutes now. So if you have any questions, comments, please do super chat them. We'd love to have some more feedback, because obviously we're here to talk to you. This isn't just a vacuum. We would like to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, because we love the community, and you guys are a great part of that, obviously. So we love interacting with you guys. So if you want to talk to us, let us know, and we will do more like this.
And we certainly have our energy based off how good the chat is, because when we had our 700 people watching the finale of Discovery, that was like on fire.
That was awesome.
And for 3 hours, it was draining, but it was just like amazing points by you guys, amazing conversations. It was a really, really good thing.
Yeah. And of course, tomorrow we're going to be covering the next 2 episodes, which are basically a 2-part season finale for Discovery Orville. Discovery, so much Discovery for Orville tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed this one, by all means tune in tomorrow, same time, same channel, and share it around with people that you know love Orville. We would love to get more viewers. We had about 100 in this one, which is kind of low for our lives,
but it's kind of the Orville numbers, which is kind of sad, because the 2 lives we did do, they had about 250. So guys, if you actually want to see more Orville reviews, you actually turn up tomorrow, or today if you're watching it tomorrow, because you wanted more. You need to catch it, watch it.
Yeah. But anybody that shows up, we definitely appreciate it, and we'll definitely will cover the other two. And then at the end of the week, we got something interesting. On Thursday, we're going to be talking about Avengers: Infinity War,
Yes.
and then Friday, we're going to
Yes.
wrap it up with Avengers: Endgame and talk about our thoughts on that, which should be interesting. Might be a long conversation.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice now, and there's a lot of questions that have been raised and things, but. And Eugene is amazing because he just threw in 375 rubles, 75 likes, which is pretty good for 90 viewers. So thank you guys. When will you review the season finale? I haven't received any notification about this one. That'll be tomorrow.
Yes. Same time.
Same time.
Normal time, normal place.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Avengers one will be fun because they're big conversations to have, and it's kind of nice because that means we'll have done 3 franchise finales pretty much in the course of a couple of weeks. I think I might do a Game of Thrones review when the last episode comes out, just to see who's interested, because that's been a pretty interesting season finale. And then we have another season finale to talk about, franchise finale, because even though Avengers Endgame isn't the end of all, it's the end of this story. So it is a franchise finale in terms of, and wrapped up, and then more the epilogue stuff that then go to a new story. Yes.
But yeah.
So any further comments, questions, and how are you doing, Stuart?
I'm all right. Still, yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, I was kind of out of sorts today as well.
Well, I got lots going on behind the scenes that I got to get finished. As you guys know about the car accident stuff, still dealing with the insurance, and I got to get a new car and just a whole bunch of pain in the ass stuff. But yeah, whatever. It's life.
And not a great time for us either because we're going to do Indiegogo as well, and that takes time and planning, and your head's not in that game, and it can't be. So it's like,
well, we need to have a planning session one day and just get it done.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, there will be a cool Indiegogo campaign coming up with some great perks.
Really
guys,
cool.
So stay tuned.
Really cool.
Brian Fuller puts in $5. Thank you, both for exemplary content. By the way, Brian, I got your parcel today. Thank you very much. He sent me a Voyager model.
Oh, that was him.
Model
awesome.
kits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were great. Those were really good, weren't they?
It's big too. It's really big. I'm gonna have to show it off in my captain's log because it's bigger than I expected it to be.
Nice.
Add it to the pile of models that need to be done.
Yes. That's funny. And I might have a couple that I want you to do for me as well.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah, I might just like bring some over next time with you. I'm like, can you like paint this maybe?
Sure.
They're not big, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would be more than willing to do that for you.
That'd be cool. We could document it, and because that'd be a chill live, just like you painting, me chatting shit next to you.
Yeah.
It's not a big model, so it wouldn't take as long as like that model.
And Joseph just gave a massive spoiler. Oh, Joseph Patrick.
Joe, what did he do? Wait, no, if you tell me, I'll be spoiled though. What?
Endgame spoiler. Janeway kills the Borg Queen and Voyager gets home.
Oh my god, come on.
People haven't seen that yet. It's only been in theaters for 2 weeks, guy. Come on now.
/ 20 years.
Speaking of, on May 13th, which is next week, What We Left Behind is coming to the Silver City Cinema in London. Here, it's only one time slot and one theater. So Sylvia and I have already got our seats. We already got our tickets. So if you guys are in London, Ontario, and going to see it, I'll be in the same theater as you. So say hi.
You should do a Cam's log, shouldn't you?
I should. Probably will. But yeah, we've already got our seats, and it's at 7 p.m. on the 13th. So
I don't know if that actually is in the UK, because I had a little look and it wouldn't even let me put in a UK postcode to the site you can book things from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was surprised. Mark Lawrence actually said, "Is there any Silver Cities near you?" I'm like, "Yes, there's one at the other end of the city." He's like, "Well, it's playing."
Wait, is that the name of the
Silver City is the name of the theater, yeah. It's like a chain of theaters. But yeah, and I looked it up and it was playing on the 13th, so the only time it's playing, so I'll be able to see it So I've been eagerly anticipating it because Sylvie and I are both huge DS9 fans. So really excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's limited. I could have seen it in Destination when they had a screening with the whole cast and stuff, but I was busy doing other things, so I had a ticket because I was part of Indiegogo, so I could have. But I just didn't have.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't done, so like I'd rather wait and just enjoy it. You know, I did actually get the Blu-ray to support them because I also like Blu-rays. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's, you know, the new VFX stuff, the new footage is gonna look great. The Blu-ray's gonna be nice. I'm interested in what the framing is though, because if it's just like a chat about it, that's fine. But it's a 2 hour and 10 documentary, just a long ass documentary for a thing. I wonder like how they're gonna. So I know that part of it is to try and get CBS to say, okay, we'll remaster DS9 because we put the money to remaster some DS9. You know, people see HD, which is just how things should. You know, if you look at most TV networks, it's always high def because of course it should be. I mean,
yeah.
You know, even to the point of lots of TV shows that don't have Blu-rays, like we mentioned Gossip Girl on Amazon, full high def. Because obviously they had a master in high def when they released it. Like they weren't going to make it in SD in 2015.
Yeah.
But no Blu-ray.
Even the Space Network here plays TOS and NG in the remastered.
Yeah.
High def. So.
Yeah. So it's a thing that people enjoy.
And Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99 and says, "I don't think it's coming out near me." Sad face.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Again,
that sucks,
man. And there's a specific thing for Canada screenings. I don't think it's England.
Well, I was surprised it was one near me, and we actually got tickets.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah.
And I wonder how many people will know you there.
I wondered the same thing. I'm going to be fashionably on time.
Yes.
I'm not going to be early.
Well,
I'm always early. I know.
No, you can do the rounds. Be like, "Hello, Captain Foley is here,"
and just silence crickets. Nobody knows who I am.
One guy's like, "Shut up!" It's like, what? Oh, you should do.
It's funny when I was in Toronto Airport coming back from Denver.
Yes.
I was just waiting for one of my flights, and somebody's like, "Captain Foley!" And he comes running up, and he's like, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh my God, where are you going?" And so I told him what was going on. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, that's awesome. It's great to see you, blah, blah, blah." Got a lot of that at Starfest, too, but you kind of expect it there, not at the airport. Yeah. And then he comes back literally 15 minutes later with his buddy, who was waiting at their gate for the flight, which is, I don't know when their flight was leaving, but he said,
missed it, I'm sure.
You know, oh, I'm sure they did for me, yes. No, but he went and got his buddy and said, "Come meet Captain Foley." And so, yeah, it was nice. It was nice, so.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not like we do it for that, but it's a nice little benefits because we would never assume that would happen ever, you know?
Yeah, no.
So when it just happens randomly, it's like, oh.
Yeah, especially at an airport. I just heard Captain Foley get screamed out, and I'm like, what?
Well, it's like I got bumped into at a bar in my hometown.
Yeah.
Like, literally, there's only so many Trekyards fans, and to be in my hometown as I'm in a bar...
Yeah.
Like, as is what?
Yeah.
It's cool.
But anyway, I think that's it for this. You guys are great. Thank you for joining us.
I mean, who was with the last super chat, or is there Fleet Paul Swiftback? Is he the last super chat then?
We can do one more. Somebody super chat. He's one of our mods, so it doesn't count. If you want us to stick around, don't super chat.
Or actually help us leave and be the hero that we deserve, not the hero we need. Yes.
What he said.
And then I need to talk to you, Stuart, at some point. Well, about the show in general. We need to talk about post-discovery stuff and other shows we're doing, other cool things, the Patreon enhancements, because Patreon's sort of slipping a little bit. We need more support on there, guys.
Yeah.
And film some more cool Saturdays. Get some more guests on. All the things, Joe. All the things.
Well, we've got a lot of things filmed with guests. Some good specials coming up that people might not expect, which is nice.
I meant more with alumni guests. But yes, it's always just good to film.
Well, that being said, we got 2 Rick Sternbachs filmed, which I think people... Well, at least... No, sorry, 1.
I think
The other one inspired the one we filmed with Rick. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. See this one? And see. It inspired the Rick conversation about a certain book.
Yeah. I was like, he wasn't on
People
that.
are gonna
No,
people are gonna love that.
Oh no, I know. Hey, the 3D stuff I'm really happy with. Like, I literally have done world firsts for that, which I'm always happy to do. I like being a world first. Like,
So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up for you guys.
Just need to work out the order. And we've got some really good originals as well. We've got one that's, you know, we're gonna be good. That I just need to put together, and then 2 more that I need to be scripted. One we're doing a meeting this week. Hopefully, one we'll do a meeting next week. So yeah, some really good original stuff as well. And one is not a Federation ship for once. It's Klingon for once. Everyone wants Federation ships. So that's fun.
And Wonderfest is coming up at the end of the month as well. And my friend Michael Freitas, who did the Terror Bird, he's almost completed his Gojira it's a Federation starship, Gojira class. So we're going to be talking about that when we're down in Wonderfest. Might do a live kind of quick look at the Gojira from Wonderfest.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff coming up, guys.
And even more cool stuff in a few months, maybe. You'll see. Mwahahaha.
Wow. Wow, super chat right there.
There we
the
go.
ever reliable and amazing Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Here you go. When will you put out the anti-trekker videos? So yeah, we got more of those too. Got some great discussions with anti-trekker.
Yeah, I just want to put some actual ships out first. Because we can't be complained at not having ships. We had like quite a lot of ships in a row, proper ship episodes. So kind of like, give people some hardcore ships.
And another of our regulars, Eugene, puts in 158 rubles. Okay, photons be free. So I think we're allowed to leave now.
Okay, guys, see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Looking forward to it. Season finale. Oh my god, time travel. Ah! Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.